what Swamiji told about the art and culture of India. He said that in every corner of India, there exist numerous indigenous artwork, hidden under the sands of time. Search for them. And how you search? You search must you have that eagerness that if someone lost his child as a mother, how he searched his son or daughter, you have to put that eagerness inside you, and you have to looking for her lost child. Don't stop. And it's not only that the door you can get you get back to your child and you stop the thing. No, don't stop until you find them and establish their presence to the world. So these few lines change me. These few lines have given me an encouraging word, and I don't know, that the spirit that I have to learn and I have to establish this. Rituja and Tanya, and thank you so much to Sangam Talks that you are giving me this opportunity to say something about art and the divinity, and that is also related with the very important, you can say that one of the great temple of our Indian culture is a Jagannath Temple. I will be very happy to share a presentation and a few thoughts with all of you. So, good evening to all of you, and this is a very special day for the last day of the year. But today we are talking about Lord Jagannath and the Patachitra, and you can say it's a divine art. You can say it's a traditional art of India, and that is also related, not a 100 or 200 years, but it's have a long, long history and very ancient history. So I believe many of you definitely know our Jagannath Temple in Orissa, the main Jagannath Temple in Puri, Orissa, and it's a coastal city. And Lord Jagannath, actually, the name is Jagat ki Nath jo hai. Jagat ki Nath, Jagannath. So this is the terms that who is the Lord of the universe. It's not like that he is the God of only our India or our world. Actually, he is the God of the universe. So he is known as the Jagannath. And this Jagannath temple, there is a very interesting fact that it is not only the Jagannath himself, but with him there is Balaram or Balabhadra and Subhadra, and also the Chakra of Vishnu is like Sudarshan. There is another divinity also present in the altar of the Puri temple. There is the Jagannath, Balaram, Subhadra, and the Sudarshan. Thus, according to Puranas, according to Rig Veda, even in Ramayana, he is the incarnated form of the Lord Vishnu. I think many of you remember that in Rig Veda there is a stotra, there is a sloka, that where it is mentioned that one Daru Brahma, Jagannath is known as the Daru Brahma. So what is the meaning of Daru? Daru means that wood. So only, I think in India, there is only one divine Vigraha or the big idol, whatever you want to say, that Vigraha is made by wood. So that Daru Brahma is the Jagannath, and it is mentioned in the Rig Veda. In Ramayana, also it said that when Vibhishana and Hanumanji asked Prabhu Ramchandra that how can we live without you, when he want to pass this our materialistic body, when Ramachandra want to back to the heaven or Vishnu Loka. So that time Vibhishan and Hanumanji asked that how can we live without you? And he said that you can definitely worship Jagannath because he is our family deity. So the Jagannath is mentioned also there. And one another thing is very interesting in Jagannath Temple. He is considered as a non-sectarian deity. All sects of people can participate in his worshipping. because there is a no caste system. So there is a few ritual till date. Few rituals are related with Sabara, the Adivasi, the tribal culture, and the bhog also, the prasad or bhog of Lord Jagannath also, which is very similar with the few vegetables and all those things are related with the tribal food. What tribals are offering, which is offering to the god. So here Rutuja and Sangam talks telling me to say something about artifact, art, how one art is connected with this divinity. So we all know, I want to back few years ago, I went as a Bengali. You have to know that Bengalis are very fond of Lord Jagannath. And almost every year, most of the Bengalis are visiting Puri. This is like our, without that, it's something like that, oh my god, क्या हुआ नहीं अभी इस साल कुछ हुआ नहीं है, ऐसे कुछ लगता है. That's the feelings for Bengalis, you know, and that means oh हम लोग बहुत दिन पूरी नहीं गए हैं, जगन्नाथ जी का दर्शन नहीं हुआ है. So this is a very you can say there's a bonding, maybe from Lord Chaitanya, from the Prabhu Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that the bonding is so much with the Orissa and the close. So as like those type of Bengalis, we also every year, at least one time, we try to go Puri and take a darshan of Lord Jagannath and the prasad and everything. But you believe me, I never knew about this Patachitra. We went there many times, but I never knew this Patachitra. But in 2011, I think it's 2011 or 2010, I went there. That is the period of the Snan Jatra. We all know about Ratha Jatra, because this chariot festival is famous in the whole world. But in the Ratha, before that Ratha Jatra, there is a Snan Jatra, an auspicious bathing for the Lord Jagannath, Balaram and Subhadra. And this Puri is known as the Shankha-Khetra. Because if you go take a picture by the drone, because today we have drone, so you can see that the whole area of the Puri is like a Shankha or Conch cell. And that the center point, the Jagannath Temple is there. So sometimes it is believed that to some Shaiva and the Shakta, they think that Jagannath is the Bhairava. This is the part of the Shakti cult also. Some Buddhist people, they also believe that this Balaram, Subhadra and Jagannath is like a three sharan. The Buddhist philosophy is a three sharan. And sometimes the tribals also say that it is their god, Jagannath. They said Jagannath or Jaga. So this is a very interesting part. And so how Lord Jagannath connected with the history of Patachitra and the artisans, and I will share a short story. So in 2010 or 2011, I think 2010, we went there at the time of the Snan Jatra, the story beginning from here. And you all know that in this type of ancient temple, they have panda or panda. Those people are actually the part of the priest. They cannot do the direct worshipping, direct puja, but they will help you to do that thing. So our family panda, and he came to, I said that, okay, I will go to just put my bag in the hotel and I will go to the temple after taking a bath. And he said, okay, you can come, but you cannot get the darshan of Lord Jagannath now. You have to take the darshan in Patachitra. And I was surprised, why not I can take the darshan? And he said, okay, this is the Snan Jatra. And you came after the Snan Jatra. So this 15 days, from Snan Jatra to Ratha Jatra, inside the Puri temple, there is no Vigraha Puja. Because that 15 days, just like ancient quarantine. If you remember now, we are doing the 14 days quarantine. So it is believed that time that Lord Jagannath was taking that bath, 108 pots of water. He taking that bath in the Snan Jatra day. And after that, he getting the cold and the fever. And like in Oriya, they said it's a Jaro Ashila. Jaro means the fever. It's a Jagannath Dev is now in fever. So that time he definitely take a 14 days rest. And in that resting period, nobody, maybe it's a president, maybe it's a king, but nobody can see his darshan. Nobody can see him. And this is related. And that 15 days, this Patachitra, the painting of Lord Jagannath, Balaram, and Subhadra, that is worshipped inside the temple. Because we have to remember that the Jagannath Temple of Puri is not the part of the museum or the archaeology field. It's a living temple. It's a till date. We are worshipping there every day. There are thousand and thousand devotees went there and they do the bhakti and the puja and all those things. So this is a part of our living culture. And in that temple, 15 days, the Vigraha is not inside the temple because he feel fever and there's a 14 days quarantine, and then you can only get that darshan in the Ratha Jatra. So that is the beginning of the Patachitra. And that time I was so shocked and so sad that, oh my God, I cannot take the darshan. And then maybe it's a wish of Lord Jagannath, because there was no book in Bengali language and in English also, that there you can get all those history and information about the Orissa Patachitra. So this is the first time I do the research, 6 years. And after that, every year I went that village, I met the artisans, I learned the painting first. And then I take the those interview, and till this year I also went there. So I meet them and see that how they are progressing and what type of new thing is going on. So there is a book in Orissa culture that is known as the Madla Panji. Panji means Panjika, or I think in Hindi it's Panchang, that the whole year the Panchang. So this Panjika is known as the Panji in Orissa. So there is a book which is known as the Madla Panji, and there is a king, and there is an eternal relation. So who was that king? King was the Indradumna. And it is believed that the same thing happened when the Lord Jagannath Temple was made by Indradumna. And he also got that advice that these 15 days I will not taking the puja, because Jagannath Dev will be in the disease or like what. So that time Raja Indradumna was very sad, and he asked to Lord Brahma that in these 15 days, who will take the puja? How this temple will going on? And it is said that Lord Jagannath was telling through Lord Brahma that you should do the puja on Patachitra. So if this is the right thing, and if we believe this thing, then that means that Orissa Patachitra is so ancient. Because maybe I cannot go through the date because I am not expertise on the dates, because there are a lot of problem with the dates. But if you go through the Madla Panji, if you go through the Chronicle of the Orissa, then you can get all those information. So that means Patachitra was so historic. And here is this known as the Anasara Pati. What is the meaning of Anasara? Anasara or Avasara means the time, the period when you taking the rest. And in that period, these three Patachitra is worshipping inside the temple. So that Patachitra is known as the white one is the Balabhadra, the yellow one is the Subhadra or Bhuvaneshwari Devi, and the Jagannath Dev or Mahavishnu. So this is the three Anasarapati of the Lord Jagannath Patachitra. So our country is full with different type of traditional art and the folk culture. So this is not only the divinity, but this is the history of Indian art. Art history is also related with that. Bharatvarsha is always full of the various jewel of the different type of paintings. So you all know the Madhubani painting. And Madhubani painting is related with Ramayana. And that is the part of Bihar. The Patachitra, which is related with Jagannath Dev, that is part of the Orissa. The Tanjore painting, which is part of the southern part of the India, that is also related mainly with our Puranas, our scriptures. So there are so many things. I just pick 3 to 4 things. And if you think that why maybe there are so many people who cannot take the darshan of Lord Jagannath in the period of Snan Jatra, between the period of Snan Jatra and Ratha Jatra, but why I am doing this thing, because there are so many, that this is a field research. It's not like that I can get the information from internet or get some picture. I have to go there. I have to stay there. I have to ask many people. I have to learn that thing. So who is the inspiration? And the inspiration is Swami Vivekananda and always Sister Nivedita. Once upon a time, when Sister Nivedita asked Swamiji that, Swamiji, how can I serve my Guru or serve you? And he said many things that, not me, you serve to Mother India. And there is a few lines what Swamiji told about the art and culture of India. He said that in every corner of India, there exist numerous indigenous artwork hidden under the sands of time. Search for them. And how you search? You search must you have that eagerness that if someone lost his child as a mother, how he search his son or daughter, you have to put that eagerness inside you, and you have to looking for her lost child. Don't stop. And it's not only that the door you can get you get back to your child and you stop the thing. No, don't stop until you find them and establish their presence to the world. So these few lines change me. These few lines have given me an encouraging word, and I don't know, that the spirit that I have to learn and I have to establish this. And by the grace of Lord Jagannath, this is the Raghurajpur village. People said that the Kerala is the God's own country, and I say that the people of Raghurajpur, God's own people. Each home, each and every home, an artist home. Entire village is a wonder art village. Nowadays, it is the UNESCO's heritage village. But very surprisingly, एक गांव में जितना भी लोग हैं सब लोग पेंटर हैं, and they all are working on this traditional art. And what is the basic difference of other art with the Jagannath Patachitra or the Orissa Patachitra? I will telling that thing. At first, you see, this is the village Raghurajpur. The name also related with Rama, because Raghu is related with Ramachandra. So this is the village Raghurajpur, and this is the you can see that white temple. This is a temple of Bhu Ashini Devi. Bhu Ashini means Bhu means Prithvi or Dharitrima, and who is sit on that? She is the Bhu Ashini. And these all are the painter's house. They are working from 8 o'clock morning to up to 6 o'clock in evening, and every day they are working on that. So this is a small village, and where the each artisans are live. There is a small house. There is a very small video of that village. I went there every year almost, and this is the Bhuashini Devi. And there is a story of this Bhuashini Devi that she is Mother Parvati or Mother Durga. So when I did that research, then I came to know that for our freedom fighting, and that we are under the British, and so everything was lost that time. That the artisans lost their job. There are so many different type of economic problems, so they almost forgot their ancient tradition. So after our independence, 1954, the American Friend Service Committee, or there's one lady was there, name was Helena Jolie. And Helena Jolie was the member of American Friend Service Committee, and her husband was working in that area of the Bhubaneswar and the Orissa. And she have a passion to finding that our ancient India. And she went that village, and she saw that there are beautiful painting in the wall of those village. And she asked them that who draw those things? Who are the people? How can you people know about this type of fine painting? And then she came to know about this traditional art. But that time, almost all the artisans, they changed their livelihood as a maybe a farmer, maybe a labor, like that, because no one gave them money. So how can you survive? So they changed their profession. So the Helena Jolie was the first woman, an American woman, who give them money and encourage them that draw it on their old form. The pata means the Sanskrit language, pata means is the cloth. So do it in their old form and send me. I will try to show it to the whole world. And that was the first, you can say, that first initiative after the independence that Helena Jolie did. And when I did the research, I saw that there is a historic evidence in the Birinchi temple of the Bagura district. It's the same pattern and the same type of color combination which was painted in the temple side. So Patachitra, you can say that the Professor M. Karsa, when he wrote about the Patachitra, that Patachitra is the familiar to the eye, close to the heart, bringing joy and so this is really true. I can show you the finest. The Patachitra painting is the finest painting, one of the finest painting of the Indian traditional art. And relation between art and history, I told that story, that ancient art from the related to the mythology and the history, but it's not the mythology, actually it's a fact. This is the fact that how it was related with the temple. And here you can see the vibrant color. And all colors, the natural colors. I know how to make this. And now this, like, it's like a meditation. It's like a meditation because when I want to draw, it was like I cannot breathe also. I thought that my hand will be shaken if I take the breath. So it's like a meditation, definitely. And the colors are made from the natural elements. Here you can see that very thin lines. Very, very thin lines are used here. And mainly that Patachitra, the Jagannath Patachitra is one thing, but for their livelihood, they are made on the mainly based on the Dashavatar and Krishna's life and the Ramayana Patachitra. This is a 7-feet Ramayana Patachitra drawn by Bhaskar Maharana, the artisans. This is mainly in the black and white and the whole. And that all those colors are the natural colors. Those colors are coming like a soft stone, yellow, blue, and the red soft stone from a hill of the Koraput mountain, and the white came from the conch shell, the shank. They paste that, they break that shank and they made that color from shank. And the black is coming from our kajal. So the ancient way of the making the kajal, the eyeliner. So this is the 5 basic color, and after that they make one kind of glue from tamarind, and they mix this tamarind glue with those color, and then it is like a binder and the color also. And this is the brush of Patachitra. And actually this brush was made by the the thin hair of the goat. They collected it from the belly of the goat. It's like a little bit thin, little bit longer and very thinner. Maybe 3 or 4 hair of the goats, they made this brush. And this is another pata is known as the Ganjapa pata. Pata means this Ganjapa pata is like a round card game. The people said that the Britishers teach us the card game. It's not true. There are a very ancient card game it's already have with us. So this is the Ganjapa pata of the Orissa. And that Raghurajpur village also famous for the Talapatra painting, the palm leaf, painting on the palm leaf. And that is also very, very critical and very intricate work. Here you can see that the Maharana and other artisans who make this beautiful Ganjapa pata, the round shape pot. This is for the playing the card. Once upon a time, the kings are the kings and queens. They said that kings and queens are played by these cards. Nowadays, there is no king like such a glorious time, but people are collecting those Ganjapa pata, and he is only one person who know about this part. And you can see his room. It's like a long rectangle room, and their living room, their drawing room, their bedroom, everything is that. This is the life of the artisans in the Raghurajpur village. And here you can see that the metal, it's like a metal brush for the Talapatra painting. And now I came back again to the Patachitra. So numerous rituals. When one painting is depicted, Lord Jagannath, Lord Balaram, Mother Subhadra. So there are so many rituals which is connected with this Patachitra art. So few tradition and auspicious rituals according to Jagannath Temple. There is Niyoga Pratha. Niyoga Pratha means who will service to Lord Jagannath or Balaram, who will do that particular Patachitra, which will be worship inside the temple. There is a system of the Niyoga. It means I have to choose someone. So that is depend on the temple committee and the king of the Puri. And then there is a second step is the Shari Bandhana. Shari Bandhana means some holy cloth they tie in the head Chitrakara or head painter. And that always done by the king of the Puri. And then this is the Aggamala or the command garland, who are choose for this divine Patachitra. They will they get a garland from the temple, and after that they will receive that Patachitra by the temple people. And there is also the Chitrakar community also divided according to ancient belief and the oral orientation of King Durna. There is Maharana, Mahapatra, Das, and Paikar. So the Maharana, those are the painting Jagannath Pato, they known as the Maharana community. Those are paint Balabhadra Pato, they known as the Mahapatra community. And those are paint the Subhadra Pato, they known as the Das. And the only paint of the Sudarshan Chakra, those artisans are known as the Paikar. So that is one kind of classification. There's another classification is 18 Ghara Chitrakara. 18 Ghara Chitrakara means that time, the ancient period, there is few people, the 18 families who are selected for the artisans family were related with Jagannath Pato painting. 14 Ghara Chitrakara, means 14 families are related with the Balaram Pato painting. And 6 Ghara Chitrakara, or the 6 families, artisans families are related with the Subhadra Pato. But they not only make the Jagannath, Balaram, Subhadra, but they also made the Ganeshapati, Saraswati Pati, and the Lord Krishna is always a favorable character of the painters. And you can get so many beautiful Lord Krishna's painting with his whole life. And then again the Dashavatar Pati. Dashavatar Pati also very famous in Orissa, and the people all Orissa and outside of Orissa also there are lots of foreigners now going, because there is a big role of Vaishnavism by the Ishkan people also. So they collected those potters, and they are, I can say that they help to artisans. And this is another story of a very famous story of Patachitra is known Conch Vijaya story. I think many of you know that once upon a time that Orissa king was fought by, there was a fighting, there was a war with the Andhra king, the Kanchi king, because Orissa king want to marry the daughter of Kanchi king, and Kanchi king was said that I cannot give my daughter to a sweeper, because the king of the Puri, you know that in the Ratha Jatra, king of the Puri give the झाड़ू लगाते हैं सोने का एक सुई में ये देके, तो इसीलिए that's why the king of the Kanchi said, no, I cannot give my daughter to a sweeper. So that was a very insulting thing for the Orissa king, and Orissa king attacked Kanchi, but first time he lost. The second time when he tried to attack to Kanchi, and that time there is a procession of the military, and the lady who sell the milk and the milk product, she stopped in front of the military procession and said that please give my money and then you people go. So people are very astonished that why this lady is talking this thing. And then some type of word or like that. So king came out and asked, what happened? And she said, before you people came, there was two brothers. One is Kala, I mean black skin color, and one is Dhala Dhala or Dhabala. Dhabala means a white skin color. So two brothers came with two horse, and they ate all the milk and all the milk product king, and he will pay to the pay money. And that time they came to know that the Balaram and the Jagannath is going in front of him. And this is that time Orissa king also win the war. So that Kanchi Vijay story is very famous in Orissa. And it is beautiful Gajapata. Gajapata, you can, if you watch, you can see that whole elephant is made by the human figure, and top of the elephant, Radha Krishna is there. So this Gajapata also very fascinating Patachitra. And another one is the Navagunjara. This Navagunjara is a 9 animals. You can see there is a 9 animals, and in the hand of that the animals, there is a chakra, the yellow hand, and it is it have a chakra, and the king is do the pranam or to see the and this is called that Vishnu is a one form of the Vishnu, and this is the Navagunjara, also known as the Vishnu. And very surprisingly, I have a friend, German friend. She was lived in 30 years in Indonesia, and she told me when she first time see my picture, this picture, she told me, Anita, I have a Navagunjara, and someone gave me from Indonesia, and they told that this is Vishnu. But how this is Vishnu, I never understand. But now, after reading your book, I can understand this is a 9 animal which is related with somehow the 10 avatar or like that. And so this is the Vishnu, and it had holding a chakra. And then again, this is the Shakta Pata or Shakti. Very few people know that Odisha people also worshipping Mother Durga, and this is the Durga Ma is known as the Goshani, Devi Goshani or Goshai. So this is a Shakta Pat, beautiful Durga Pata of the Orissa Patachitra. Artisans are doing that, and this is ancient Jatripoti. So what is the Jatripoti? Jatripati means that time when there is not such a big pot of painter, or in the British period there are not so much money, but as an artist I know that there is a feeling that, oh my God, I cannot paint so many days, what I am not doing. So this is an inner instinct. So the painters or those people are come in front of Jagannath Temple. They don't have the time to make big painting. They don't have the time to do those things because nobody will give the money for that. So they paint on a small newspaper. This like a votive. You can say that we came from any place and we take some memento. So this is a small memento which is known as the ancient Jatripoti that was made on the paper. So very rare. I got it from the Bhubaneswar Museum. And this Raghurajpur village also important for 3 different aspects of Orissa life. One is the main thing is the Odissi dance. Guru Kelucharan Mahapatra's birthplace is this Raghurajpur village. And this the Guru Jagannath Mahapatra from Patachitra. And now this Gotipua dance by Maguni Das. I think many of us, we watched on the television this dance. It's known as the Jaha Chitre Taha Nitte. That means what is in the dance form, and that is in the painting in Orissa. So this is the figurine style, and if you watch this type of figurine, and then you can see that all that is the same. You can see everywhere in the Orissa temple, all the structure, all the sculpture like this. And this Goti Pua means the Goti is the small, and Pua is the son, Putra. From Putra, it is Pua. So the Goti Pua is all those dancers. No one is a girl. All are boys. So the small boys, before 15, they are doing this dance for Lord Jagannath like a Devdashi. And this is known as the Goti Pua. So the painter's life also like that. You can see the daily life of the artisans village. They are doing painting. They are doing dancing, all for the Lord Jagannath, Balaram and Subhadra. And this is the inner house of the Raghurajpur, one of the great artists of the Sudarshan Maharana, and then Bhaskar Maharana and Sridhar Maharana. And this is their daily life, their village. And I went there again into the before COVID. So I saw that the new generation also come to this artisans. They are accepting, because nowadays there are so many things change. Everyone have the mobile and all those things. But I love to see that this girl, she was that time she was in class 10, and she draw it and she helped to her father to making the Patachitra. And the women are a very important role to make those, because once upon a time they are only making the color, they're grinding the color, because all those things are natural things. But nowadays they are also making the pata or the ganjapa and selling those things. But very unfortunately, we are not buying painting, we don't have that passion, or don't have that habits, because how much saris and all those things and all those decorating item we buying from the market, but very few of us, we are purchasing painting. But if we don't purchase them, how can they live, they survive? So nowadays they shift their painting to the small decorative item or small boxes, and the ladies are selling those things outside their home, and they are making different type of mask and all those things. But everything is related and colored and the designed as like the Patachitra. The ladies are working on the paper mache, and they are making some mask for making their livelihood. And the women's role are very important, because they have to make all those colors, because there is a ancient type of color making. And but nowadays they also paint. So it's not like that only the male person are painted, but there is a transformation, because we don't purchase big painting. So they have to survive. How they survive? Because government is giving something, but it is not only the government, there is a role for us also, because government सब कुछ नहीं कर सकते, we have to do something there. Because हम लोग बहुत कुछ खरीदते हैं, but we never buy the painting. So this they transform their artifacts in like this type of small decorative item. Some people are purchasing those things, but it's so beautiful. And I know those things, so I know how much time it's taking for making one bottle or making one coconut. But what is the price of that? It's very up to 50 or 100 rupees. But I know how much time they are giving on this thing. And Raghurajpur is also famous for its stone carving. So there is beautiful stone artist called carving artist, but maybe only one or two family. Most of them are the Patachitra art. So this oldest Patachitra from Bhubaneswar State Museum, Dr. Jayanti Rath was that time the director of the State Museum of Bhubaneswar. She helped a lot, and this is a passion of painting and the great ancient art. This is my Patachitra guru is a Shishi Shatapati, and I learned from him. And I went there many years. This is the State Museum of Bhubaneswar, and here you can see the oldest photo painting of the. I think nowadays no one can make so much detailed work. It is almost 60 years or 75, 60, 70 years ago, those Patachitra there. And when after these 6 years of research, I published the first book of Orissa Patachitra and Jagannath culture. And here in a Ramakrishna Mission Golpark Institute of Culture, they inaugurate that book, the Swamiji of that institution, and there are artisans also. So these are the villagers' work, the Ramayana Patachitra. And I tried to take all those interview, but I don't know that the sound maybe you cannot hear. So I just give that this is a Jagannath Pata, Durga Pata, and this is the beautiful Patachitra. So this is their life, and they are celebrating their life through the art. And this is my book of Orissa Patachitra and Jagannath Sanskriti or Jagannath culture. This is a bilingual book. And I think in a few months we will we will. It's a second edition is coming with few more information will be there, and this presentation is just a gist. I do a lot inside the book. I write many things in details.
So अनीता जी, मेरा एक प्रश्न था कि बहुत अच्छे कलाकार हैं जो हमारी सभ्यता, हमारे संस्कृति को अभी भी प्रिजर्व कर रहे हैं। तो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने काफी सारे अपने स्कीम्स लाए हैं जिससे ये सभ्यता और संस्कृति चलती रहे। तो मैं कुछ टाइम पहले कोई मैगजीन में शायद ऑर्गेनाइजर या पांचजन्य में पढ़ा था पीछे कि काफी सारे पोर्टल हैं जिसमें वो अपने चीजें बेच भी सकते हैं ऑनलाइन और विदेशों तक भी जाएगा, उसकी शिपिंग विदेशों तक भी होती है। तो क्या ऐसा प्रयास हुआ है जिसमें ये पटचित्र और इतने सारे अच्छे आर्ट वहां भी अवेलेबल हो सकें जिनसे उनकी आय के और भी साधन निकल सकें? धन्यवाद।
Thank you for this question. It's a very important thing to discuss. Actually, whatever I know, कुछ महीने पहले भी मैं गई थी। अभी गवर्नमेंट तो बहुत सारे साधन ले रहे हैं, बहुत सारे पोर्टल भी हुआ है, दैट्स वेरी ट्रू। लेकिन उसके साथ साथ एक चीज है, जानते हैं, जिन लोगों के लिए ये बना रहे हैं ना, दे पीपल डोंट नो हाउ टू यूज। तो इसके चलते उनको क्या हो रहा है, उसमें से कुछ लोग जो न्यू जनरेशन का है, those have that मोबाइल फोन जिससे वो पोर्टल वगैरह खोल सकते हैं, पिक्चर डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं। अच्छा, पिक्चर डाउनलोड करने के लिए भी अच्छे से फोटोग्राफी होना चाहिए। तो मैं कुछ दिन एक उत्थान बोल के एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, उन लोगों का साथ अभी भी जुड़ा हुआ हूँ। सो दे ऑल्सो ट्राई टू डू इट, बट क्या हो रहा है, जब आर्टिसंस लोगों को बुला जा रहे हैं, जब भाई आपका जो पेंटिंग है उसका एक बढ़िया पिक्चर उठा के डाउनलोड करो, सो दे कैन नॉट डू इट। तो मुझे जो लगता है कि इसके लिए गवर्नमेंट का कुछ 2-3 बंदे को भेजना चाहिए सिखाने के लिए फास्ट, दैट हाउ यू डू दैट थिंग। तो उसमें क्या होता है ना, कोई बीच का कोई ये मिडिल मैन नहीं आ जाते हैं। अभी क्या हो रहे हैं, जैसे मानिए गांव का जो बुजुर्ग लोग हैं और जिनका पास वो वाला साधन नहीं है, उनको लग रहा है भाई ठीक है, जो आके बोल रहा है भाई मुझे तुम दे दो, हम उसको बेच देंगे, पैसा तुमको दे देंगे। अभी उनको जो पैसा मिल रहा है और जो बेच रहा है उसमें तो अंतर हो ही जा रहा है। तो शायद इसका कोई मतलब न्यू जनरेशन तो काफी हद तक इसका बारे में जानते हैं, लेकिन जो पुराना आर्टिस्ट है, जो बुजुर्ग है, उनके लिए थोड़ा ये सब प्रॉब्लम हो जा रहा है। तो मे बी in future they can recover those things.
It was wonderful, and as our hostess also mentioned, that it was very different than what usually the kind of sessions we do. My question was like more about so in olden times when these people used to do this painting, where would they get used? I mean, who would use them and all of that? Can you
actually you want to know about the patronizing the
art. How these artisans were patronized, whatever work they are doing or they were doing at that point in time, how it was supported?
Actually, that whatever I came to know, that mainly that was supported by the royal families, you know. The most of the case for the traditional art, if you see not only for the Patachitra, but other art also, that was a huge part of patronizing come from the royal families or the families who have power and the position and the money, three things. So they until today, I saw a few artists who have a good communication. They got a bulk order. They got a bulk order from the people, maybe like any marriage party, so marriage ceremony. You want to give some return gift. So people are giving order to them to make those painting. Yeah, maybe this is a one kind of thing, but mostly as the artisan's life, I know there is the patronizing is a big problem for all different type. Nowadays, the modern art is different thing, but for traditional art, and mainly they are depending on the the fair, the mela.
Next question is from Ramakrishnan ji. Anita ji is asking if you could tell something about that lady who revived Patachitra and what is the background of her and how were her efforts taken forward. Could you please elaborate a bit?
I can say that her name was Helena Jolie, and whatever I came to know, because I see, first of all, I am not a Oriya lady. I am a Bengali lady, and I went there because this is my passion, and I try to talk many people, because that was also my question, that कैसे उन्होंने help किया इतना? Why? So whatever I came to know from the so from the old artisans, the बुजुर्ग लोग जो भी है, उन लोगों ने बोलते हैं जे she was came to visit that village once upon a time, and I think her husband was the collector of the Bhubaneswar that time, and he also helped her wife, because otherwise it's not possible. And उन लोगों ने क्या किया, they people show that Patachitra to the few American people who have a rich and who have that passion to collect those ancient art once upon a time. And after that, I think there is another lady, Dr. Sharala Devi, Sharala Chaudhary, and she was also taking keen interest on the Patachitra, and then the government of India also, because that time we already independent. So in this way, she was the first who, you can say that, who focused that painting is belong to us. After that, the thing is going on slowly. And now, as of 2 years of COVID, there are so many bad situation for the artisans family. But again, now we all are trying, just like for me, if you ask me, I was 6 years in Thailand, in Bangkok, and I tried to give this presentation many places, and I was associated as the first guide of the National Museum Bangkok. So we had a big team of the 35, almost 35 countries. People are belong from that NMV, National Museum Volunteer. So I tried to push there this picture and put there all the story, and many people are know about now this Raghurajpur. So many people are come to visit that village, and I will request all of you, when you when you go to Puri, please go to that village. It is 11 kilometer away from Puri, and it's not far from that. So maybe this type of, I don't know the many details, but I hope in this way one thing is elaborate.
I just wanted to ask you something, like you being an artist, modern art is practiced and can be learned, anywhere. Like even if I'm in Maharashtra, then also I can learn modern art, and you can also learn it in being in Odisha. But what about this Patachitra? Like, can I learn it if in order to learn Patachitra, do I need to go to that village only, or?
Yeah, actually, before COVID, actually, see, in online, it is not possible to learn a traditional art, because there are so many different type of technique. If you read my book, you can understand that the making those putter, the base, that also take 5 to 6 days.
Okay.
Because the cloth, you need the cotton cloth, and then a one cotton sari is convert as a canvas. So there are so many technique, So what I came to know, that there is a few younger people of the Raghurajpur and Bhubaneswar. They make like organization, small organization, and they give a training, 15 days or 20 days training every year. And there are a lot of foreigners also come, and there are so many Indians also come, and they stay there. There is a small dormitory type like that, and they arrange the food and all those things, and they learn. And as like me, I went there to purchase. First time I went there with my grandmother-in-law. So both of us taking an auto from Puri and went there, and it was like a surprise for me. And because I am an artist, I asked them, "Can you teach me?" So they said that, "Okay, I can teach you, but you have to stay there." But for me, it is not easy to stay that village, to left all those things. So here is also the Ramakrishna Mission. They helped me a lot. So I stay the Puri Ramakrishna Mission. And from there, I take an auto, and every day I came to that Raghurajpur village. And from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., I work with them and then go back. So it's depend on your devotion, your dedication, that if you want to learn something, you have to do that. So there are so many new generation, they want to learn and they are learning. Thanks to all the audience who joined this Raghurajpur, Patachitra and the Jagannath Katha. So this is a blessing also, for me it's a blessing. Because see, this is not our culture, but okay, this is now part of our culture of the New Year celebration, New Year. Okay, but the last day of this old year, I am ending with the Lord Jagannath. That is a blessing for me. Okay, thank you so much.